What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, the stimulus package update on the $3.5 trillion reconciliation package, the American Families Plan, as well as the $1.2 trillion physical infrastructure package. Both of those packages, the fates are tied together on them. President Biden came out about 24 to 48 hours ago saying that both of those packages are tied together. They must be passed together, to the kind of dismay of Senator Joe Manchin, who did not like that. He wanted to pass the physical infrastructure package, does not want to have these two packages tied together. Senator Joe Manchin wants the stimulus package to be smaller. He's out in right field and says, just kind of made up a number on his own that says the stimulus package should be $1.5 trillion. And all the progressive Democrats say, no, it should be $3.5 trillion or even higher. We're going to give you the latest update on the stimulus package, the reconciliation package, the American Families Plan. Yeah, it has a lot of different names. The infrastructure package and the debt limit ceiling, which is quickly coming. We're down to less than 15 days now. It has to be passed by the what they call the X date, which is the date that the U.S. government will reach. The estimated date for that is October 18th. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says that the U.S. could run out of cash to pay its bills in less than 3 weeks. Now, 15 days. So, almost 2 weeks at this point, really, 2 weeks and 1 day. And they have to come to an agreement at this point with the Republicans. I don't think they're going to be able to do it through the reconciliation process. So the Republicans are going to need to allow them to probably do this in the Senate, either with 10 votes by the Republicans, or the Republicans are going to need to allow them to do it through unanimous consent, where the Republicans can just grant them basically to not filibuster it and give them, let them pass the debt limit ceiling with the 50 to 51 votes. We'll be talking about that in this video as well. So if you find these videos helpful, don't forget to hit the like button for us down below. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe down below as well. Also, it's completely free to do so. Let's jump right in. The Republicans and Democrats have gotten along a little bit here. They signed another bill and sent it over to President Biden, a 30-day extension. Of the House and Senate Republicans came to an agreement with a 30-day extension bill for highway funding. This had actually lapsed, and 3,700 DOT workers had been furloughed, and they have now come to an agreement and sent the bill over to President Biden. And Congress had passed that. So this is the second major bill that Congress has passed between the Republicans and Democrats, along with the government funding bill to keep the government open that was passed just before October 1st. Remember, the government funding bill, though, is different than the debt limit ceiling bill. The debt limit ceiling has not been passed. Apparently, senior White House aides have been privately exploring whether payments could even continue if the U.S. breached the debt limit ceiling. And, well, the answer is no. Despite extensive review, the White House says the only option remains for Congress to pass legislation to avert this calamity. So, no, if they do reach the debt limit ceiling, then they're in trouble. But there are a couple other options. The White House has left the door open to full elimination of the debt limit ceiling. As you can see here, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki suggested that President Biden might back Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen's endorsement of eliminating the debt limit ceiling entirely to avoid future credit crises. This has been promoted actually in the past by Republicans as well, not right now, but in the past. When asked at her Friday briefing if Biden agreed with Yellen's comment, Jen Psaki said the administration's current focus for the next 17 days is getting the debt limit ceiling raised in the Senate. But that's what we're working toward, and there's plenty of time after to discuss what that path looks like forward. Congress actually introduced a bill in May that would eliminate the debt limit ceiling, but the White House has not issued a statement of policy endorsing it quite yet. They might be reconsidering that now. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen testifying on the Hill on Thursday, supporting that action, saying, yes, I would, in response to a question form of whether she would get rid of the debt ceiling. She said, if to finance those spending and tax decisions, it's necessary to issue additional debt, I believe it's very disruptive to put the president and myself, the Treasury Secretary, in a situation where we might be unable to pay the bills that result from those past decisions. Berkshire Hathaway and billionaire investor Warren Buffett also endorsed eliminating the debt ceiling during negotiations back in 2011, 10 years ago, stating on an investor call that allowing a U.S. credit default would probably be the most asinine act that Congress has ever performed, and adding that having a debt ceiling to start with is a mistake. It just seems like such a waste of time for a country that has got a lot of things to do. I'd love to see them just eliminate the idea because it results in these periodic stalemate operations where everybody uses it for posturing purposes. I also personally think getting rid of the debt limit ceiling would be a good thing. We've had Republicans in the past saying getting rid of it would be a good thing. We have a lot of Democrats supporting it now. Remember that everything through Congress, all spending measures, the military, any bill at all that has spending in it has to be approved by Congress, first of all. So there's really no reason to have a debt limit ceiling in addition to this on another front. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Another option, and apparently Nancy Pelosi also suggested that it is an option, is including the $1 trillion platinum coin. Apparently, Nancy Pelosi says this is a real option, and they are, or at least she is considering it. So, this is the option of minting a $1 trillion coin. This is a real thing they can actually do. Remember, the US government does print their own money. So if they do come to a stalemate, the government could literally print a $1 trillion coin, or two of them, or three of them if they wanted to, and could just add that to the government's reserve account and fund the reserve account in that measure. Remember that as of August 1st, the government is actually using their reserve account that had $450 billion in it. And the X date that we're expected to run out of money, October 18th, is the estimated date. Could come a little before that, could come a little after that. That's the date that $450 billion is expected to run out of money. So theoretically, they could just add more money to it, $1 trillion or even $100 billion, although $100 billion wouldn't last long. Think about it. They went from August 1st, $450 billion to October 18th. So what is that? August, for all month of August and all the month of September and half the month of October. So 2.5 months, they went through $450 billion. So remember that the government runs deficits every single month for many years. So this has been going on Republican president, Democratic presidents for many years, and this is without any stimulus packages or anything passed. In the meantime, this is just the last 2.5 months. So they could add or could mint a $1 trillion coin as a last minute crisis aversion. It's been kind of thought, is this a real thing? Could they actually do this? That's a question that only maybe President Biden could answer. But apparently Nancy Pelosi is considering it. I mean, she's the Speaker of the House. It's maybe like the next closest thing, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and President Biden. That's like the top of the top there when it comes to the Democratic Party. So I'll keep you up to date. There are some people getting $600 stimulus checks in addition to California. Of course, we know, or you probably know if you've been watching the show for a while, California has the Golden State stimulus checks. Those are going out to about 25 or 27 million people to California. There are other stimulus checks going out as well, besides the state of California. As you can see in this article, Biden administration announces new $600 payments for some Americans. I also have it here from Yahoo. Stimulus update: farm workers and meat packers to receive $600 stimulus checks. Yeah, this is interesting. This has been announced here recently as well. This is part of a new $700 million aid program from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. So we do still have new stimulus type programs being announced all the time. We have so yeah, this is a $600 one-time pandemic relief program to U.S. meat packers and farm workers. $700 million aid program from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Also, the fourth stimulus check update petition for monthly $2,000 stimulus checks has passed 2.9 million signatures. We're getting close to that 3 million signature mark, which would put it at one of the highest petitions ever on change.org. As you can see here, it's at 2.909 million signatures. It's a petition for $2,000 per month stimulus checks, and this will be or already has been sent over to the White House. So a petition with over 3 million or almost 3 million signatures, I believe, is one of the top 3 most signed petitions ever. So yeah, it is a very high petition amount. So there is a lot there as well. So I'll keep you up to date on this new stimulus items for stimulus checks and everything going on in the stimulus package update. Here is Congressman Democratic Representative Pocan saying with the latest updates on where the negotiations are and where we go from here.
Did you hear what you needed to hear from President Biden today?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jonathan. Absolutely. It's the same thing he said to us a week ago in the White House. He's extremely committed to this agenda, which is why we were committed to this agenda. This is really, these are going to be big benefits we're delivering for American families. And, he came today saying, look, we're going to get both of these bills done. We're going to have to do a little compromising. We've been waiting for the last week for a few folks to come to the table. I think now that process has begun. And, I think it's just a matter of time that we're going to have a really strong package of these 2 bills done, the Build Back Better agenda. And the American people are really going to see some great benefits for their families.
So it sounds like you still feel the same way you did earlier today, because earlier today you said that you feel confident both bills will get done. It's just a question of when. So all these hours later, you are still in the same place.
I'm going to quote your words back to you from Sunday. This is the storm before the calm. And much of this is just part of the legislative making, sausage making process. Some of this, as Debbie Dingell just said, has been, quite honestly, not you, Jonathan, but other reporters saying, what day are you going to vote? Not what are you going to vote on? What day are you going to vote? Or talking about the number rather than what's in the bill. We're focused on what's in the bill. We're going to make sure that this tax break for 40 million American families happens. We're going to make sure that the child care provisions and the community college provisions and paying less for prescription drugs, all those provisions that save American families get passed. We're going to create millions of jobs, many of which tackle climate change, and it's paid for. The bill will be paid for by people who make more than $400,000 in corporations that haven't paid their fair share. That's the president's agenda, and we will get that done.
This storm before the calm looks a little more, serious than usual, because I think we've sort of forgotten what legislating looks like over the last few years. Congressman Pocan, your colleague, Congresswoman Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, today told reporters that a framework is not enough. Have a listen.
Is a framework enough, an agreed upon framework?
You need a vote. We need a vote. We need to be real. Are we going to deliver universal pre-K to this country or not? Are we going to expand health care to our seniors and include vision and dental or not? Are we going to invest in housing so that people back home in NYCHA can actually get hot water in wintertime or not? That's what we need to know.
Now, Congressman Pocan, I'll admit I don't know if what the Congresswoman said was before or after the meeting with the president. But to your mind, do you need a vote, or will a framework on what will be in the reconciliation be enough for you?
I think that was before the president came, and then after the president, all of us, including Alexandria, were in a meeting of the Progressive Caucus. And what we said is, ideally you have a vote to ensure it's going to happen in the Senate, but at minimum, an ironclad agreement. And that doesn't just mean a framework. That means something that there's no way that someone in the Senate can go back and somehow change things after there's agreement. But again, I think everyone's working towards this. That's the good news. I don't think anyone wants to go back to Arizona or New Mexico and say, yeah, I didn't deliver childcare because we couldn't agree to something because there wasn't enough trust. I think these are democratic values. They're American values. And because of it, I really believe it's just a matter of time to work this out with a couple senators and a handful or so folks in the House. But, the other several hundred of us are rowing together. And again, I'm still as confident as I've been that these two bills will pass.
You used an interesting word there a moment ago, and that's the word trust. And so far, leading up to until the meeting with the president, it didn't seem like there was a whole lot of trust between House Democrats and Senate Democrats. Has that trust been repaired somewhat since the meeting with the president?
Well, what we've been asking for, and the president asked for last week when I was at the White House, was say, tell us what you're for. That's what he was asking for. And then finally this week, about midweek, we kind of got from Senator Manchin what he's for. We have a little idea what Senator Sinema's for. Once you know what we're all talking about, we can negotiate. That's what we've really been trying to get. So again, it's not so important that it happens in a week or 2 weeks, but it's that we now have some idea of the values that we're all going to be able to negotiate over. And once we have that, because we are all Democrats, these are things that all of our constituents are really going to benefit from. It's imperative we get it done, again, as Debbie Dingell said. And, every conversation I have with even the most conservative Democrats in our caucus, we all want to deliver on this. So I am very assured that we're going to get something done. It's just a matter of at what point. And again, I don't think that's as important as what is in the bills we pass.
Yeah, so let me know your thoughts. We're going to have a big week coming up with Senator Joe Manchin, and President Biden's going to be meeting with him. And I also want to let you guys know I've seen some comments on this, and I'll update you guys on my vertigo and my dizziness. If you've been watching the show, I've seen some people asking about this as well, and came to mind because my dizziness or my vertigo is very, very heavy right now. Every day I'm dizzy for over 6 months now. It started in like March. It's vertigo is like the easiest way to say it if you've ever had vertigo. But I have it every day. Some days it's light, some days it's heavy. A lot of days it's in the middle or heavy. It's kind of like you're drunk, but without drinking. It's kind of like dizziness. I have like vision issues. Yeah, it's nasty. But and I've gone through all these treatments, and I was seeing a physical therapist on that specializes this, and now I'm seeing a chiropractor. It's called a NUCCA, NUCCA chiropractor that's kind of adjusting my neck and the C1 vertebrae in my neck. And the reason I'm doing that is because we're researching this and we're trying to find out conditions and what might fix this. And we've seen some people that got healed from this, and we're hoping this might help. And I say some days I feel better. Some days I feel I feel like maybe I'm 10 or 20% better, but it's like I'm still dizzy every day. So it's really tough to figure this out. So I don't want to have this forever. So we're just trying to do as much research and figure out all these different things that you know um, what has helped other people and all these things. So I figured I would update you guys on that because I haven't spoke about it for a while. But unfortunately, I still have it every single day. But we all have our issues, and this is just one battle that I have to bear. So I'm a strong person. You know my story. I've been a wrestler my life. That's my Ohio State wrestling medal. There, I was second in the state. I listened to motivational wrestling championship music. I watch Rocky movies all the time, and this is a battle I'm gonna get through. I mean, it sucks being dizzy every day and having blurry vision and stuff like that. But I just figured I'd update you guys because I've seen a lot of people asking about it. I haven't mentioned it in a long time. But yeah, I'm going to see a chiropractor twice a week. They're working on my lower back issues too. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm going to go there for a couple months and see. And if that doesn't work, then we'll try something else. So I just figured I'd update you guys on that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. But again, we all have our own issues. This issue came about when I was on steroids for my lower back, and this dizziness came on, and it has to do with my eyes and this dizziness. I don't have balance issues or anything. Like, I don't have to hold on to the wall or anything, and it's not the crystals in my head. Meclizine does nothing for me. Trust me, they've done brain scans for me, and I've you know the Epley maneuver doesn't do anything for me. So we're trying to figure all this stuff out. If you know what that means, like if you've had vertigo, it's not really actually vertigo. It's more like they think it's called servogenic dizziness. They think it's a condition in my neck. They think that, or what my wife thinks is that when we took the steroids, that maybe it loosened up maybe something in my neck, and maybe it misaligned my vertebrae, and that can actually misadjust stuff, and it can make you dizzy because you have all those nerves and stuff running through your neck, which can apparently make you dizzy. So I don't know. We're trying to figure it out. So I figured I'd update you guys on that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, but I'll keep you up to date on everything. What's going on with this next stimulus package, what's going on with us, and what's going on in the world today. Remember, new videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can click here to watch my newest stimulus video. And if you haven't seen our new family video, Julian's Adventures, we just went to the Asian Light Festival, and we actually just went to another really cool place. So that video will be coming out in a few days as well. My wife will have to put together that video, but Julian had a really cool time at this new place we went to as well. So thanks for watching, guys. We love you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next video.